think it's still morning. I'm not really sure. I haven't really been keeping an eye on the clock. You know, it's Sunday, whatever. So I was just out putting around in the garden, and I thought I would show you what we're doing with our tomatoes. We hate those round metal tomato stakes. Not only are they actually crazy expensive, even at $8 a piece if you have a lot of tomatoes, you know. We did plant our tomatoes a little too close together this year, but I did kind of rush too much to put them in and just kind of plopped them in, but they're doing good. But I want to show you the cool way that my husband and I discovered to stake our tomatoes, and it really didn't cost us any money at all. It was all stuff we already had on hand. So here we go. Alright, I thought I could flip the video while it was recording, but I guess not today. Phone's funny like that. But anyway, this is our creation. We actually have tomatoes, cucumbers, and one bell pepper plant, banana pepper plant that my son asked for. What I'm going to do next year is I'm going to plant a row of tomatoes and a row of basil in between each row of tomatoes. It's supposed to actually be really good for the tomatoes, improving the sweetness and also helping keep bugs away, as well as chamomile. Chamomile is also really good for tomatoes. So I might do like a chamomile border next year. But anyway, that's not what this is about. So this is our tomato stake. We have a lot of these sticks, some of which we're going to be making garden markers with. And these ones that we decided, well, we were initially going to use twine, but it didn't really hold us together as much. So my husband, the over-engineer that he is, decided we really need to screw them together. So he did that. Again, everything we already had on hand, the twine, the sticks, the screws. That's really all we needed. And I just finished tying them up. So all we did was we took branches from this tree that we had trimmed, this one right here, and we took some of the smaller ones and we stuck them in the ground. As you can see, I'm also trying it with my cucumbers too, as opposed to a trellis. I want to see how that does for the cucumbers. I've seen other people tying up tomatoes, so what I did was I tied, I'm trying to show you here, I tied a really loose knot around the tomatoes, the top of the tomato, and then I brought the string up and I tied it up there. And all we did here was we took 3 sticks, 2 in the ground, screwed one on top all the way down, but we decided it wasn't sturdy enough and it was wobbling and blowing, so we added extra support on either side here. As you can see, it's pretty sturdy. It's not going anywhere, and the tomatoes seem happy, and it's far less ugly than those metal tomato stakes that you have to buy. So yeah, there it is. I know they are planted too close together. Last year I had those metal tomato stakes, and in a 5-gallon bucket I had 4 tomato plants. I forget how many tomato plants I put in the 5-gallon bucket last year. We had to do 5-gallon buckets because we were moving and we weren't sure when we were moving, so we didn't want to, I really wanted to plant something, but I didn't want to have to leave it behind. So we 5-gallon buckets. We only got a few cucumbers and a few tomatoes out of I think we probably had 4 of each plant. Again, we planted those too close together in a bucket, so they weren't super happy, but we did get some fruit from it. I'm sure they're going to be much happier this year, and like I said, next year I will plant them the proper distance apart and put basil in between. So that's that, and I cannot wait to finally get our own tomatoes and cucumbers.